In this video, I'm gonna break down my most viral short form video ever. Over 120 million views total. 60 million views on my account and 60 million views from my friend recreating the exact same video with my literal brown hand in his video. But here's what's even crazier. This simple 10-second video generated over $100,000 in profit for my business. Not through paid ads, but through what happened after it went viral. Anytime you have a video that goes this viral and makes this kind of money, you need to study intensely because there's a reason why it works so well. That's exactly what we're gonna do in this video. I'm gonna break down 4 things. First, I'm going to take this idea as a whole and walk through my selection process and talk about why this idea had viral potential before I posted it. Second, I'm going to break down the script and show you 3 things I did when writing it to give this the best chance for viral success. Third, I'm going to walk through the recording and editing, showing you 6 specific techniques I use to make this explode. Finally, fourth, how I was able to generate over $100,000 in profit from this simple 10-second video. And I'll also share an even better method that's literally printing $15,000 per month for some of my students who just started last week. This will be a literal masterclass in short form virality. After you watch this video, you'll have everything you need to understand how to make your content go more viral and turn those views into actual revenue. But before we get into anything, I want to play this video on the screen. Netflix, Tubi, Disney Plus, Streamio, ChatGPT, Gemini, Canva, Crello, Adobe Premiere, DaVinci Resolve. Follow and comment tools for the full list. Alright, so I want to get to the idea breakdown first. Specifically, before you script, edit, or do any of that work, the first thing you should do is gut check if the idea has viral potential. Not every video needs to go viral. I actually recommend a content strategy that makes it easy to make viral content with deeper, more specific content that builds relationships with your audience. But when it comes to growing fast on social media, viral videos give you the most reach and effectiveness for your time invested. When I evaluate an idea for viral potential, I look at 3 key variables: the idea itself, the addressable audience size, and the presentation approach. For this video, I noticed something important. These paid versus free tool comparison videos were already getting insane results and going crazy viral. Some creators were even getting 30 to 40 million views with this concept. But I knew that I could do way better and get better results by combining proven elements in a unique way and improving the video itself. I saw creators doing these comparisons, but their execution was lacking. Then I noticed something happening in a completely different niche. A lot of creators are using iPads as a visual tool in other niches, and they were getting massive engagement using their iPad. But nobody in my niche, the tech or make money online space, was doing this yet. This was my literal opportunity to combine 2 proven elements in a fresh way, taking what was already working and making it visually distinctive. The second crucial factor is addressable audience size. Even a great idea with perfect execution won't go viral if only a small group of people care about it. In my case, I knew the potential audience size was massive. Practically everyone online uses at least some of these tools. Netflix alone has over 200 million subscribers worldwide. Tools like ChatGPT, Canva, and Adobe reach millions more. The way I validated this was simple. I saw similar videos already getting 30 to 40 million views. I knew if I could execute it better by combining these proven elements, I could potentially double those numbers. And that's exactly what happened. By taking a concept that was already working and improving the execution, I created something that stood out even in a crowded niche. This entire process from idea to published video took me less than 1 hour to make. That's truly the power of recognizing patterns and combining proven elements rather than trying to reinvent the wheel. Now, let's dive into the script breakdown. This is where most creators overthink things and end up overcomplicating their content. Let me pull up the actual script document so I can walk you through it in detail. Looking at the script, you'll immediately notice how simple it is. The entire thing is just 10 lines and each line is extremely concise. And this wasn't me being lazy, it was an intentional strategy. When most people think about viral videos, they obsess over complicated hooks and storytelling techniques. But what I discovered with this video is sometimes the opposite approach works even better. Let me break down 3 key elements that made the script go so viral. The first thing you'll notice is that there's no traditional hook on the video. I didn't start with, "Hey guys," or "You won't believe what I discovered." I didn't waste any time trying to convince people to keep watching. Instead, I cut straight to the chase with Netflix versus Tubi. Viewers immediately saw something they recognized. This immediate delivery of familiar brands is critical when you have less than 1 second to capture someone's attention on social media. Most creators make the mistake of spending the first 3 to 5 seconds of their video with some variation of, "In today's video, I'm going to show you XYZ." That might work for longer content like YouTube where viewers have already committed to watching, but in short form content, those first few seconds are make or break to a video if it will go viral or not. The best performing shorts or reels don't waste time with introductions. They hit you with something interesting immediately. The second key element was the structure. I use what I call a contrast pattern. I started with an expensive, recognizable option, which creates familiarity. For example, Netflix, everybody knows Netflix. And then I immediately followed with free alternatives, which creates the actual value of the video. And I repeated this for maximum effect. This pattern does several powerful things psychologically. First, it creates a prediction and reward cycle. Your brain automatically tries to predict what's coming next. After the first pair, your brain expects another paid tool followed by a free alternative. When that pattern continues, it creates a small dopamine hit with each free tool I show. Second, it builds rhythm. Notice how I maintain maintain the same cadence throughout. Paid tool, free alternative. Paid tool, free alternative. But if you notice, I changed my tonality using a more negative tone when mentioning the paid tools and a more positive, enthusiastic tone for the free alternatives. This is a very subtle thing, but this vocal change reinforces the message that paid tools equals not great and free tools equals amazing. Third, each pair delivers complete value. Unlike longer content where the payoff might come at the end, each comparison gives a viewer something useful immediately. Even if they only watch half the video, they still get a ton of value with the free alternatives that I showed at the start of the video. Looking at the specific tools that I chose, there was strategic thinking here too. I arranged them to maintain maximum interest throughout the entire video. I started with entertainment, which was Netflix and Tubi, which is the most universal appeal. Then I moved to more entertainment, which was Disney Plus and Streamio, keeping it more accessible. Then I transitioned to AI tools like ChatGPT and Gemini, introducing more technical options. Then design tools like Canva and Trello, appealing to creators. And finally, video editing, Adobe Premiere and DaVinci Resolve, which is more specialized to creators as well. This progression ensures that different types of viewers remain interested. Someone might not care about Netflix alternatives, but get excited when they see ChatGPT mentioned. By covering these different categories, I maximize the potential audience reach. The third technique I used, which was absolutely crucial to this video, was the call to action. Follow and comment tools for the full list. This simple call to action got me over 18,000 comments, which told Instagram's algorithm that this was high engagement content. What makes this call to action particularly effective is that it combines two powerful elements. First, it promises additional value that viewers can only get by following me. This creates an information gap. They know there's more valuable information available, but they need to take action to get it. Second, it gives viewers a specific, easy action to take by telling them exactly what to comment. Instead of using a basic call to action like, let me know what you guys think, that most creators probably use in their content, I gave them the exact word to type to get the full list of tools I mentioned. This dramatically increases comment rates because it removes all thinking and decision making. The viewer doesn't have to figure out what to say, they just type tools and they get the full list. And with each comment, Instagram's algorithm recognizes more engagement, pushing the video to more people. What's powerful about this script is what I didn't do. I didn't over-explain, I didn't try to be clever, I didn't include unnecessary details about each tool, I kept it extremely simple and focused on only delivering immediate value. There's a key lesson here. Sometimes the most effective script is the one that lets the value of the content speak for itself. As creators, we tend to add more explanation, more personality, more entertainment, but oftentimes when it comes to content, less is more. This connects back to the idea selection process we discussed earlier because I chose an idea with strong inherent value, free alternatives to popular paid tools. I didn't need to complicate it with fancy scripting. The value itself was enough to drive engagement. When you're creating short form content, ask yourself this: what's the absolute minimum I need to say that would deliver value? Or will someone pay $5 for this value? Then cut everything else that doesn't align with this out of the script. Your viewers will thank you with their attention, and the algorithm will reward you with a viral video. Now let's dive into the recording and editing process. This is where most creators either overthink or don't put enough thought in it at all. Let me open up my notes so you guys can see exactly what I did. Alright, so looking at my notes here, let's break down the 6 specific techniques that I used to make this video explode. First, I used an iPad as my visual framework tool. This wasn't just a random choice. I saw others were using an iPad in their content as a visual tool and it was working really well, so why wouldn't it work for me in a complete different niche that wasn't adopting this visual element? A lot of creators in my space were copying each other and doing the same basic boring screen recording or talking head videos with this concept. Using the iPad immediately created a pattern interrupt, something that looks different from everything else in the feed. The iPad also created what I call a visual container. It frames the information in a clean, professional way that draws the eye directly to what matters. This physical interaction with my iPad, me actually drawing and erasing, creates a more dynamic and engaging experience rather than having static images or text on the screen. Second, I made the strategic choice to use logos instead of text. Let me explain why this matters so much. When you're scrolling through social media, your brain processes images about 60 times faster than text. And that's not an exaggeration, that's an actual research study from MIT. Logos are instantly recognizable. Even if you're scrolling on your feed at a high speed, your brain can register the Netflix logo within milliseconds. It would take much longer to process the word Netflix as text rather than a logo. This instant recognition is crucial when you have less than a second to stop someone from scrolling. Also, logos create emotional association. When you see a Netflix logo, you don't just think streaming service, you might actually feel the comfort of binge watching your favorite shows or movies. These emotional connections make the content more memorable and more likely to be saved or shared, which directly contributes to a video going viral. Third, I use color psychology to reinforce the message. This is something subtle that the viewers might not even notice, but it has a powerful subconscious effect. For each paid tool, I added a red overlay effect combined with the wrong sound effect. For each free alternative, I use a green overlay effect with the correct sound effect. This red/green effect is hardwired into our brains. To humans, red means stop, danger, and expensive. Green means go, safe, and good deal. By consistently applying this pattern throughout the video, I created a subliminal association. Paid tools equals bad choice, free tools equals smart choice. Again, the viewers might not consciously process this, but it reinforces the message on a deeper level that they don't even realize. Fourth, I paid close attention to pacing. Most creators don't realize how critical this is. I probably listened to this video like 6 or 7 times before I even posted it for the first time, adjusting the timing until it was perfect. I noticed the video was good, but it could have been better, so I sped the final video to 1.1x. This is subtle enough that the viewers don't notice the difference, but it keeps the pace slightly ahead of expectation. Our brains are constantly predicting what comes next. By staying just ahead of that, I maintain attention and prevent people from scrolling off my video. When I reposted this video later, I made it even faster, which drove an additional 4 million views to this video. This is very important because today's social media users have increasingly shorter attention spans. Instagram's own research shows that ideal short form video lengths are getting shorter and shorter every year. Fifth, and this is probably the most powerful technique, I use what I call the reveal technique. For each free alternative, I erased the logo and revealed it as I spoke it. This creates 3 powerful effects. 1, a pattern interrupt that forces attention when the movement happens. 2, a microdose of dopamine with each reveal. Your brain loves the satisfaction of seeing the complete pair. And 3, a visual payoff that makes the free alternative feel like a discovery or a reward to the viewer. Think about those videos when someone peels off a protective film from like a new phone or like perfectly organizes a messy drawer. They're oddly satisfying, right? This reveal technique taps into the same psychological satisfaction. 6th, I strategically arrange the tools to a specific order. I started with Netflix because it has the largest recognition factor. Over 200 million users worldwide know exactly what it is. Starting with high recognition builds immediate credibility. But I didn't just stick with entertainment. I mixed entertainment, AI, design, and video editing tools to appeal to multiple interest groups. This was intentional. This cross-category approach helped the video reach multiple audience segments, which is crucial for maximum virality. Now, what most people don't realize is that these techniques work together perfectly. Each one amplifies the other. The iPad format makes the logo stand out more. The color psychology reinforces the reveal technique. The pacing makes the strategic arrangement more effective. When put together, these 6 techniques create a viewing experience that was not just informative, but genuinely satisfying to watch to the viewer. And that's why people didn't just watch it, they shared it, they commented on it, and they even recreated it. This video alone drove over 120 million views. Okay, so for some reason, Instagram removed the replay metrics, so I can't show you anything specific, but I remember this video had over 20 million replays, which played a massive role in the video reaching the amount of views that it did. Alright, now let's talk about how I turned these views into over $100,000 in profit. This is where most creators completely missed the opportunity. After this video went viral, I gained over 80,000 new followers within the first month. But here's what most creators don't understand. The followers themselves aren't so valuable. What's valuable is the attention and trust of those followers. Selling digital products to all my 80,000 new followers is how I was able to make over 6 figures through my content. And honestly, I wish I knew about this opportunity that I'll share later in this video that could have quite literally tripled what I made, but I'll explain that after I walk through how I actually monetize these views with my digital product. The key thing to understand here is that audience alignment was initially a challenge for me. These people follow me for free tool alternatives, not for content creation strategies. That's why the nurturing phase is so critical. It allows you to open these followers' eyes to a completely different opportunity. I approached this very strategically, breaking it down into 3 different phases. Phase 1 was nurture the new audience. For the first 2 weeks after this viral video, I focused exclusively on delivering more high value content. I posted more tool comparisons at first, but then gradually started introducing content creation tips. I went more in depth into content creation and started posting stories daily, opening my new followers to this opportunity. And as you can see, with all this new attention I was getting, these videos where I talk about content creation as a new opportunity for people to make money were also getting millions of views. It's very easy to go viral consistently once you have your first viral video. The key here was consistency and a gradual transition. I didn't suddenly switch topics and try to sell something immediately. I slowly transitioned from free tools to content creation opportunities. I showed actual results and opened people's eyes to the possibilities in this space. Phase 2 is deepening the relationship. After establishing some baseline trust, I started sharing more of my personal journey, how I first started creating content, the results myself and my students were getting, and how anybody could do the same thing. I also began responding to comments more actively and engaging with my audience on a deeper level. This phase is where many creators get impatient and skip ahead to selling. But these 2 weeks of relationship building were absolutely crucial. Without this foundation, I wouldn't have made nearly as much money. Now finally, phase 3 is present the opportunity. Only after those first 2 phases is when I introduced my audience to my digital product. And here's the key, I didn't pitch it as buy my course. I positioned it as a natural next step for those who want to go deeper into content with what I was already showing them for free. Because I'd already built trust and demonstrated value up front, selling to my audience was very natural. Even with less than a 0.1 conversion rate, not even 1%, selling a $3,000 digital product, I was able to generate over $100,000 in profit. Now listen very carefully. I mentioned earlier in this video that I wish I knew about another opportunity that could have tripled my income. And to explain it simply, there's a way way to get paid directly for your views that has nothing to do with the creator fund or ad revenue. Some platforms actually pay you per 1,000 views just for mentioning them in your content. They understand the value of attention and they're willing to pay for it directly. Some of my students who just started implementing this last week are already making $10,000 per month with this method. Like Elliot, who hit his first $10,000 a month profit in April 2025 after just 1 week of implementing this strategy. Or Django, who got a video to over 1 million views overnight and made his first $10,000 this month as well. And they're far from the only students who are seeing results with this. What makes it so powerful is that it directly scales with your viewership. The more your videos are watched, the more money you make, without having to sell anything yourself. It's a completely passive way to make money once your video is published. Once you have people's attentions, there's multiple ways to convert that into actual money. Now, I need to be transparent with you. This specific opportunity isn't just open to anyone, it's exclusively available to the members of the Viral Creator community. Brands are literally paying us over $250,000 a month to give to our students because we built a thriving community of individuals who are consistently crushing with content. These brands understand the power of authentic creator mentions and they're willing to pay premium rates for it. Our community's combined reach and engagement rates are what makes this possible. I can't explain all the details in this video since this is a private opportunity, but if you're interested in learning more about both the content creation strategies I've shared today and this exclusive monetization method, you can apply with the first link in the description. What's so powerful about the viral video format that I showed you today is that it's perfectly designed to capture attention at scale. And once you have that attention, you have options to print cash. The best part is that this entire process from creating the viral video to implementing the monetization strategy is completely repeatable. It's a system, not a one-time lucky break. My students are implementing these exact same steps and seeing similar results with each new video that they post. So again, if you're interested in learning how you can get access to this opportunity for yourself, press the first link in the description to apply. Alright, so let's wrap all this up and summarize the key takeaways from this breakdown video. We covered how I took a simple 10-second video comparing paid tools versus free tools and turned it into over 120 million views and generate over $100,000 in profit. More importantly, I've shown you the exact framework that you can use to replicate these results for yourself. What I've shared today isn't just a theory, it's exactly what I do to achieve these results and what my students are implementing right now with similar success. The most important insight from this whole video breakdown is this: viral content isn't random and it isn't luck. It's a system you can learn, implement, and repeat. While everyone else is creating complex 10-minute videos that disappear into the algorithm, you could be creating simple, high-value content that reaches millions of people and generates insane income for you. This video alone took me less than an hour to make, but reached 120 million people and generated over $100,000 in profit. What could you do in the next hour that might do the same? If you found this breakdown valuable, please hit that like button and subscribe. And if you want to join our community of creators who are crushing it with content and getting access to exclusive monetization opportunities, click the first link in the description to apply. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.